Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria, the Soul Nurturer, here to offer you my intuitive take on the new moon in Gemini on May 30th, 4:30 Pacific time. And so adjust accordingly to wherever you live on the planet. Anyway, I'm feeling this Gemini moon. In many ways, and this is what it's about. Truly, I talk about astrology because it's an invitation for us to soul track. And what I mean by soul track is to connect to our souls, track what's going on in our human experience, and kind of reconcile. And what I mean by that, ooh, I'm feeling this moon, is to see where your human experience is blocking your soul potential. In a nutshell, I call myself the soul nurturer because that's what I do. I work with my clients in reclaiming that beautiful soul potential that we all come into the world with. That's what pulled me back to astrology. I believe that our creator sends us here with a map, and that is called a soul chart or an astrology chart. I call it a soul chart because when I started seeing my own soul blueprint and those of my clients and family and friends, I thought, well, we all need to understand this. This is that soul guidance. This is our gift from Creator. So we track the astrological weather in relation to our own human experience and our soul unfolding. It's so potent and valuable. I don't know, I was going to say, I don't know why more people don't do this, but I think more people are. Right now, we are in an absolute explosion of people becoming more self-aware, more soul-aware. And astrology is certainly calling to a lot of people, including myself. I've been aware of my chart since I was little, or aware that I was a Scorpio. As most of us know, our sun signs. And then as a Scorpio, I dug deeper into what else, because I didn't really relate to Scorpio in particular. And that's where it helps to look at your own soul chart to get that snapshot of your soul. So if you're interested in that, I'd love to look at your soul chart with you and help you reclaim your soul potential. You can visit my website, www.victoriajazwick.com. Okay, so let's pop in. I'm already in. I'm already feeling it. And, when I do these videos, I had intended, when I talk about astrology, to have my basic blue background, or maybe even a Zoom background. And this is my office. And so I wanted to talk about the soul work that I do from my office, shadow work, reclaiming inner child, updating our subconscious programming, reclaiming soul potential, all the things I do as a spiritual director, as a soul guide, as a transformational hypnotherapist. But because the moon's in Gemini, this felt more appropriate. And I'm already broadcasting to you the energy of Gemini. So new moons, I love new moons, as many of us do. It's that fresh, take a deep breath, fresh air, fresh perspective, restart. And this is what a new moon offers. It's a good time to set intentions, to kind of check in, where am I, and what is my soul calling me to do, and how can I support my soul in doing so? And this is what a new moon can offer. I know that I'm going to have to, I have so much I want to say because this is a Gemini moon, right? And we are in Gemini season. And by the way, happy birthday, Geminis. It's your time, Gemini season. And, but when we have energy in the sun in Gemini and the moon in Gemini, which is what a new moon is, we get to play with the energy, borrow the energy. But in this particular case, Gemini is a playful energy. And like I said, I'm broadcasting some traits of Gemini, which is the energy we get to borrow. And just for a moment, I invite you to just pause right now before I even get into my intuitive take, and just check in with your own wisdom. Okay, even use your intuition. I said I'm broadcasting some ideas about Gemini. What are you noticing in my background where I am? What are you noticing? What are you noticing about me? My hair, how I'm dressed? I'll tell you more about that in a moment, but trust your intuition. This is what astrology allows us to do, to check in our inner worlds and to feel into our collective world and to connect to our soul potential, to help, I think, rebirth in a more powerful new world together. Okay, so um, in addition to the moon being in Gemini and the sun in Gemini, that's what a new moon is, a sun and moon conjunction. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Gemini because I get a lot of requests about, can you talk more specifically about sun signs or moon signs? And I had a request, and thank you for the request, you know who you were, to do sun and moon combinations. And my response to her, it was a private message, was that would be really cumbersome for me. And my main focus on this channel is more expanded than astrology. It's soul work, it's soul connection, reclaiming soul potential. And I will say a few more things to be specific. I love nurturing the potential of unmothered women because I was one. And I love nurturing the potential of the late bloomer, women 40 years and older who start to believe that it's too late or they can't bring what they're here to contribute. And I fall into that sometimes. I truly do. I reset my career path in my late 30s. And in many ways, I feel like I'm still just getting started. So this is my main outreach. Anyone going through a transition, navigating the human experience and trying to unfold more soul potential. I work with a lot of people going through grief. Grief is that natural ally to help us move through the hard and harsh transitions of life. So that's my emphasis. Astrology is like a fragment of that, but I know a lot of you like to hear about astrology. So what I'm going to do when I do these new and full moons is highlight, when I talk about the sign that the moon is in, I'm really just talking about the archetypal expression of that sign. So I am telling you about your sun sign. So Geminis, pay attention. And I'd like you to also comment if I've missed something about your Gemini qualities or characteristics that you'd like to have included, or if you resonate with something. So it's not just the sun or moon in Gemini, it's where Gemini is in your chart is where this is really impactful. And we all have Gemini somewhere in our chart, and either in planets or just in a house ruler. So everything that we talk about in astrology applies to all of us. We're all connected. Have you noticed? Hopefully we notice more and more moving forward. Anyway, okay. I'm feeling very playful. I'm feeling a lot of emotion around this moon. It is feeling to me like that fresh new start we have needed. And yet we are also in a Mercury retrograde. And for me, I like to look for the themes, the connected themes for this, our collective unfolding. And, 2020 is when I got called back into astrology in a major way because, like many of you, I wanted to understand what was going on. Intuitively, I felt big, intense energy and shifting happening and rebirthing happening. And I wanted to understand. Astrology helped me understand. And that's why I loved to do this work, and I love to support people in understanding you're not just imagining this. There's something real happening, and it's all purposeful. Okay. So this Mercury retrograde with this new moon in Gemini, to me, echoes the theme of Saturn square Uranus that began in 2021 and is still very active now. And Saturn square Uranus is about this continual invitation to look at old ways versus new possible ways. And in particular, with this Mercury retrograde, all the review words, RE words, review, reassess, reconsider, reimagine. And I think reassess, review, reimagine is Saturn square Uranus. The old ways are not working. And I feel like this is a big part of the division. We're in this push-pull with do it the old way, and the new way hasn't emerged yet. But the new way must emerge, and that is what's trying to happen through us and into the collective. What is no longer working that needs to be looked at with an innovative, fresh perspective that we can change, and for the good, for the highest good for all. Again, first we start with ourselves. Where is this appropriate and applicable is the word. I always have to remind myself to slow down. I get this. I think I'm an honorary Gemini because my sun is in close conjunction to moon. Sun, scratch, edit. Where's my editor? Oh, I don't have one. My sun is in close conjunction to Mercury that rules Gemini. I also have a very, very close conjunction sun to Neptune, which means that I think I'm communicating clearly, but I'm talking from my soul. And some of you can understand, but I sometimes leave out words. So I do resonate with this new moon in Gemini and some of the qualities of Gemini, and I'm going to get back to that the theme of reviewing and what way we can review and what way we can purposefully facilitate an unfolding for new innovative ways. Okay, so this new beginning, time to set intentions for your soul desires. But first, we have to feel into that. That's the moon. The new moon. It's when the moon is in its dark phase. Just the dark moon is just before the new moon. And around this time, we go more inner. We go internal. Just like we don't see the moon, we need to go inward to feel ourselves, to feel our potential, to feel what our soul is guiding us, how God is guiding us through this time, so we can continually plant new seeds of possibility. New moon, but every day plant new seeds of possibility. If you take nothing away from this video, I hope you just take this. If something's not working in your life, or you see something not working in the world, and there's a lot that we're crushed by daily, heartbroken, crushed, heartbroken, what does that do? Opening up new possibilities, crushing the old, opening to new, okay? Think to yourself, what new seeds of possibilities can I plant in my heart and soul to grow through me to contribute to this collective unfolding? How do we do that is the sign that it's in. So since the moon is in Gemini, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. It's a mutable air sign. Oh, see, there was something I forgot to say. Okay. So I'm doing these videos as for the new and full moon, but when I talk about the sign, I'm talking about this can be, I think I already said it, but I'll say it in a deeper way. This can be applied to your sun sign or your moon sign, anywhere you have Gemini in your chart. So for you Gemini sun signs, you may resonate mostly with this, but also moon in Gemini or Gemini rising. Okay, so Gemini, mutable air sign. This energy invites us to be curious, to change up, as I said, what's not working. Mutable signs are all about change, all about, expressing a new way of doing something. That's, also, yeah, it's like, so there's cardinal, the energy that starts new, something new. Then there's fixed, we really sit with it and we work hard at it. And mutable is like, okay, let's find another perspective. Let's move with it. Let's flex, let's flow. So this is the energy that we have right now. Gemini marks the end of spring. So we're transitioning into summer, right? The key phrase connected to Gemini is I think, connected to Mercury, communicating, expressing new ideas, curiosity, I said. Curiosity, I always teach my clients, when you're stuck, be curious. Curious about another perspective, another way of seeing it. Curious about what else you've missed, or curious about what you can do. Instead of what I can't do, what can you do, right? So Gemini is curious, exploring ideas, all about communications, very talkative. That's why I have like a million words flowing through my mind right now, and I'm trying to get them out so you can understand me. And so also when we have any sign, we have the shadow side of Gemini too. But, so shadow isn't a bad thing. It's just energy that also needs to be addressed or embraced so we can transmute it into its highest possibility. So Gemini is, the positive aspects we think about is, the great communicators, the writers, the ones who can come up with new great ideas, some flexibility, really good at just pulling in information and articulating that information. And the shadowy side could be, scattered, gossiping, it's like, oh, there's so many ideas and and instead of being in the higher vibration of Gemini, which is I want to share information for the highest good, gossip can come, which is pulling down the highest good and not using communication for the highest possibility. I think of Geminis and this Gemini season too for all of us, but I'm speaking to my Gemini friends out there. A lot of times when they share with me that they have a lot of nervous energy, I say, well, it's because your antenna is way up. You know, I think of Gemini ruled by Mercury with the antenna up and just downloading information all the time. Well, we, Geminis in particular, but during the season, have to be mindful to put the antenna down and not take in as much information because we're already saturated. There's already too much. Turn your news off. Of course, touch in to what's going on, and then take that, as Reverend Michael Beckwith said years ago, and many times I've heard from him, to let that be your prayer report, but to not be crushed by it in a way that you're helpless and unable to take action. So, and then our energy could be scattered. I should do this, I should do that, because there's so much information, so much all the time. So it's a really important time to ground, to get outside, put your feet on the earth, meditate, actually instruct your human mind to slow it down. Or one tip I give to Geminis and people who are overwhelmed is to close all the files in your mind. You can open them up again, but oftentimes, especially when there's such heartbreaking things going on in our world, and grief is opened, our grief file is open. Remember, when we hear about something in the world happening that is just so heartbreaking, it opens the file in our mind connected that's associated to heartbreaks, loss, grief, and it can feel really overwhelming. And I was just talking to a friend yesterday, for empaths in particular. I was feeling so unplugged yesterday, so tired. And she had mentioned it too. I said, I think it's because we are collectively grieving. And empaths don't even need to watch the news. They can feel there's a heaviness on the planet right now. And so we're so tired. And so tired can be from being overwhelmed. Too much overload on the body-mind system. So rest and sleep when you need to. Reset. We're in that retrograde season. People are so retrograde Mercury, and Saturn's about to go retrograde as well. But people have this fear about retrograde. Mercury in retrograde. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, maybe don't purchase a car, or you might have some computer issues. All of my computer stuff went wonky yesterday. I had to slowly, patiently reset all my passwords. Mercury retrograde just wants us to really reconsider, to be patient, slow it down, be with, so we can make different choices towards that new possibility. Okay. I just want to make sure I got everything, as I see my time's wrapping up. I only had 30 minutes left on my video space. Let's see. So again, Gemini in particular, the archetype of Gemini, it's a youthful energy. It's versatile, mentally perceptive and acutely aware, able to disseminate knowledge. And again, watch for that, because that knowledge could be not knowledge, but gossip. So watch for that. Highly curious. I'm saying all the same things over again. And extremely intelligent and versatile, and wanting to communicate. So my take on this right now, putting all these puzzle pieces together, is that, and I wanted to mention also, we have Mars conjunct Jupiter, which in Aries, which you may be feeling, especially my Aries friends out there, or I have Jupiter in Aries. So wherever you have Jupiter or Aries in your chart, more expanded energy, more exuberance possibly. But because we're in a retrograde, Mercury retrograde, it's more, for me, again, more focus on looking at what we need to see to heal, what's being revealed to heal. Okay, so this is a time then, putting all those pieces together, a time we're invited into for more reflection, reviewing, revising, as I said. And this Saturn square Uranus, which started in 2021, it will end on in this year, I think December 2022. Yeah. Again, we are being asked individually and collectively to review what's not working. We sure can see a lot of that right now, can't we? And create innovative ways to shift. So back to the empaths, rest, take care of yourself. A lot of people are reporting feeling helpless. I don't know what to do. First, you do need to take care of you, fill up, address the wounds that are opening in you, and then sit with a prayer or incubate a dream and ask, what can I do? What steps can I take to contribute to this healing, this collective healing? And then do what you can do. It may not be all you want to do. It may not fix the big issue immediately, but it'll put some energy in that direction. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? And if you do, comment below. Let me know what you're taking away. I just say what comes through my heart and soul, and I hope it resonates with you. Your comments and feedback, let me know that it does. And I thank you. I want to say thank you to a few people, especially Rebecca has been messaging me and letting me know how much the videos are valuable to her. And that feeds my soul to continue, because I'll tell you what, this is a pretty vulnerable thing to show up, talk to a camera. A lot of times I'm very vulnerable. I cry, I share my human experience, even though I'm trying to speak from a professional platform to support and nurture your soul potential. I'm in my human experience too. I'm with all of you. So I appreciate feedback. It lets me know I'm on track and I'm reaching somebody out there. Okay. I had to hold a thought, which was, and I'm not making a fool of myself, because this is my biggest fear when I do these videos, that I look silly or I'm making a fool of myself, when all I want to do is bring my soul to your soul and connect. And again, remind you, you're not alone. We're all in this together. Okay. So when the moon is in Gemini, we're invited to listen to our feelings on all the matters that are concerning us, and to create new ways to talk about it, to talk about what is needed, or to express it. So you may journal, you want to just get it out. You may feel called to write more. You just may feel in general a greater desire to express. I know for a lot of us, me included, through the pandemic, I have gone way more internal, so deeply internal that I reclaimed and realized I am more of an introvert than I thought. And I really have to be careful and mindful of my own energy, as I feel this pull to want to be with people. I can't right now. I can't explain it completely, other than I am in a huge transformational cycle of my own, astrologically and personally, and that the capacity of energy I have needs to be used for certain things, like my work, my projects I'm working on, and my deep dive into myself. So everyone's individual. My extroverts out there, you're going to feel a kick and a boost to want to socialize more. And my introverts and my empaths out there, you may feel that pull too, but check in with yourself. Ask, what is my capacity? I feel a desire to socialize, but what are some soul calls that I need, that this energy that are calling to me, that I need this energy for? Like for me, working on a project, some of you are writing, or some of you are in a study program. We need to be aware where we, how we flow that energy. And if we're flowing too much out and not enough for ourselves, we're going to feel drained. We're going to feel irritable. We're going to feel resentful of the things that, in the ways that we do connect with people. We don't want any of that. That's just communication from your heart and soul. Back up, address you, take care of you, check your capacity, go from there. Okay, I think that's about what I wanted to say. I want to just make sure. So Mercury retrogrades until June 3rd. Again, utilize this energy. This isn't a bad thing. It's an opportunity. All of these aspects are. Everything in your chart is. And I have to remind myself this all the time. I'm in a Saturn return. I've got Uranus opposing my sun. I've got Pluto in my first house. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, people. And still, I rise every day. I rise with such joy and optimism. But quite frankly, by the end of the day, I'm exhausted. And it's not just me. It's our collective unfolding for empaths, and I want to hear from my empaths out there, all of this intense energy can be really, really hard to navigate and to travel through. But remember, I like to say we're growing through it. It's all purposeful, but with our eyes and our heart and our soul in line with what is this possibility here? What is being asked of us now? What is needing to be expressed? What new innovative ideas can we bring forward? The old way is no longer working. We've seen enough of that, haven't we? I was thinking, this phrase came to me the other day after I heard about the shootings, and I just thought, how, if I can do this without crying, how many lives must we lose? And innocent lives? How many hearts must be broken until we recognize and realize that we have a broken system? It's not working. It is not working. So let's get busy. Let's utilize this energy to work with ourselves individually, to heal, to say, I'm not doing this anymore, and I'm not contributing to that anymore. And to wake up and see where we can rise up with our curiosity and our innovative way of seeing the world, to bring something forward that is fresh and new and possible. Okay. And so we offer not just our prayers, but our action. Okay. Peace be with all of you. We are in challenging times, but let this new moon feels fresh, and it feels inviting, and it feels possible. And that's what we need to keep connecting to, the possibilities. I know I'm not crying just for myself. I know that you are all out there with heavy hearts too, especially with this moon in Gemini. That always reminds me of the child, our inner child. The innocent child, the curious, creative child. And of course, we're all reeling, thinking about those lives lost. So yes, we move our feet and take action towards our own healing, so we can contribute something that tips us into a new way of being that is more... Oh, what's the word? I'm not, my Gemini moon, come on, what's the word? Tips us to a place that is beyond where we've been, into a world where we wake up out of those old limited ways of being, seeing, doing that are harmful, into a world where we recognize our connection and the value of each and every person. And we recognize and wake out of the ways, the systems, the brokenness that is preventing us from seeing each other through the soul, through love and acceptance, and the reminder that we're all in this together. As overused as that is it. We're all in this together. Let us find the flexible ways to see through new eyes, new perspective, and no longer be divided, but united in healing. Okay. Didn't know where that was going. I never know, but I have to trust when I get something that wants to come, and that's what wanted to come today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like this comment if you feel like it helped you in some way. And reach out to me personally if you need more support. Okay, I'm here for you. I'd love to look at your soul chart with you and to help you nurture your beautiful potential, because it's needed on the planet. All right, my love to all of you. Take good care of yourself and those you love. Until next time.